And hello, everybody. I found a vagrant on the side of the road. I figured I would bring him in to get a podcast going over here. Sir, what's your name?
Kevin.
Kevin, what do you do for a living?
I work for a machine tool rebuilder, fixing and repairing machines, and then my side hustle is sports betting.
Sports betting and machine making. They have nothing to do with each other, Kevin. So what the hell are you doing? So which one do you think you like more?
The one that pays me more.
Oh, okay. So I get the one that pays you more. In the long run or in the short run?
You know what? I'm not sure. I mean, it's the thrill of watching a game. To put money on it, whether it's $5, $50, or whatever X amount you want to go up to. That's definitely an unreal feeling. But my day-to-day job.
He's had a couple of shots of tequila, guys. So just mind him, okay? He's had a bit.
He goes, get on the camera. Why don't you do a podcast?
I never said anything like that. The guy just walked in. I don't even know him. You got two chicks over here with babies in their hands. I don't know where they are. What's going on? You got one in a stroller. You got another one over there. I don't even think it belongs to her. I think they found that kid on the side of the road. I'm not sure.
My daughter's 16 months. My son's 3 months.
Well, congrats on that. Keep on busy.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'm done with all that. So, since you're young enough to be my son, answer this question. Tell me about this sports betting thing, and how does somebody actually go on something and bet and do whatever? I don't understand that. I don't watch sports, so I don't really know, but I do know business.
So how it all began is...
Why don't you talk it to the microphone, Kevin? Can you, that black thing in front of you is a microphone, just so you know.
How it all began for the most part was COVID.
So a flu actually made you a sports betting dude.
Made us some pretty good money.
Okay.
So generally what you do is you run an algorithm. When you have individual player stats into a lineup, it gives you really good predictability of what the game's going to produce. And because of COVID, one guy wouldn't feel right. You had to knock the team out. It would screw up the lines before the lines happen. And it was so easy to bet on games.
Okay, so what do you mean the lines? What are the lines? To me, lines were when I was a kid. I mean, that's when I did lines.
Those are the exact lines I'm talking about.
Oh God. Okay, that's good. So you're having tequila and doing lines.
No. So what the lines is what they pay out, whether it's a positive or negative against the team. But when you're able to calculate, I guess you say, a predictability of who's going to be in the lineup, and let's say if someone, mainly pitchers is what we were calculating for baseball, that is, and then it went down the line with NBA. The sports bettor didn't know how to calculate the game, who's going to win or lose, because they didn't even know who was playing. So it was such an unfair advantage at that aspect that we did very well. We ended up getting kicked out of like 5 bookies in general. We ended up going.
Is that good? I mean, is that good?
Yeah, it was really good. It was really good. It was good.
Okay, so where is this heading, and is there different packages that you're going to offer?
So what we did is because we took the money we invested and we put all the... So generally how it worked for us, what we do is we have AWS that stores all the professional players in a database. And we run algorithm in the sense of, since we have all the data, if you were to do a matchup with these certain lineups, whatever injuries, whatever they may have, we could predict roughly what the game would be. And so you're not going to bet on every single game, but you want to play the game with the highest margin, highest difference. And
how good at you are do you predict it? Does AI predict it? Does like a computer program predict it?
Complete model. It's a complete model.
Okay.
The only thing that we would do physically is we weight the players, whether individual player, or most commonly is, let's say if you get a new player, let's say it's an outfielder, it's his first year, you don't have any stats, no data on him. So then you would work in averages, and that's how you would have to go about it. Hi, baby girl.
There you go, Dada. On the camera. There you go. Oh, there. And she's on the camera, too. Oh, all right. So, wait. Is this like fantasy football? Like, my son plays fantasy football. And apparently, this is really important to him. I don't understand that. I'd rather watch Family Feud. So I'm really not into the fantasy football thing, but is there any sort of similarity to that?
No. It's we don't bet on the player stats, but we put the stats into an algorithm, and that's what produces our outcome of the games for the most part.
Can other people make money off of this?
Yeah, you can make money. I mean, I always tell people we win more on average, but you got your ups and downs, whatever the case is. Generally speaking, we go a little bit nervous putting out the first picks the first week or two or whatever the case is for the games, but they're generally the most successful because so does a bookie doesn't know what lines to put out there as well. And that's, like the start of the season, we won every single game except for the Bears, of course, and I'm from Chicago. Go figure. Sorry. But it's, yeah, I mean, anybody can use it. I mean, we just built it for ourselves. We took the money we were making, we reinvested in some programmers and stuff like that. AI, what you can do with that is incredible. It's just ridiculous. But the problem is that when you start betting on sports, bookies track exactly how you bet on them. And, let's say for us, you'd wager the exact same amount every single day. So now you're not playing the emotional state on it. You're removing that, and then you're playing an average, and then you just bet on the average.
Okay, so a dude like me that knows nothing about sports, this would not be user-friendly for me. Is that correct?
It will tell you what we recommend. So what it'll tell you is, for instance, for football, it'll tell you what we expect the outcome of the game would be, which would be total points, and then we would give you a win percentage of what we would calculate for the money line. And then we also give a spread. But MLB, we generally only like to do the money.
I'm sorry, for the people out there that don't know what
MLB.
MLB, Major League Baseball.
Correct.
I know that.
So it's.
I don't watch it, but I know it.
Yeah. So I mean, we in my sheet that goes to a Google Drive, I could see everything. I can analyze it. If I have questions about the game, I jump into another sheet to see how it's calculated. But we did create a website just recently, and
what is that website, Kevin?
Ninja Sports Stats.
Okay, and where can you it's just a freestanding website, or does it go off of anything?
I thought about doing it for free, but the problem is AWS.
No, I mean a freestanding. So it's not attached to YouTube. It's not attached to Spotify. It's not attached to Facebook. It's not attached to Instagram. Is it a freestanding, or is it attached to something?
Yeah, so it's a website built on its own, and what it is,
Okay.
you got daily picks coming in, every single day, whether it's football, whatever's live sports playing. That's what we put out there, and it's just an algorithm. So, and a lot of people charge per sport, per week, whatever the case is. I don't know why they do it. It doesn't really cost you much when you have an algorithm that does it all for you. I mean, we're just scraping data from everybody.
So pretty much, really, if they listen to you, there is a possibility that you can make money off of this. Now, here's my question, Kevin. How do they get paid? If they were to make money, do they get paid in points, or do they get paid in cash? How do they get points?
I mean, if they use a bookie across the street.
No, I mean on your site.
So on my side, I would charge a monthly subscription. I'd let you guys try it out for 2 weeks just to see.
So are you an experienced bettor? Well, let me tell you, our silver package is perfect for you because this provides you access to our spreadsheet every single day from all sports.
To see what you think of it. And then it would be, I think we've got it up for $50 a month or $49.99. But then, for sports bettors out there, you and your friends can use it. You could see where the odds that we put out in our algorithm, and then you could shop that against other sports bets.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're giving the info.
Yeah.
And then they can go to somebody and bet.
Correct.
On your info. So down the road, why can't you give the info and also become the bookie?
Yeah, I mean, I could technically do that.
I mean, it cut out the middleman here.
Yeah, I mean, but why would I want to lose?
Who said you would?
Well, because I'm putting out the picks, and I'm usually like 70% right. So
70% is a very good deal.
Yeah.
Guys, did you just hear what he just said?
Yeah.
So 70% right. You go to this website, and he's going to give that to you in a minute. But you go to this website, he's 70% correct. You go to somebody and you go ahead and place that bet, you have a 70% chance of winning. And that's a fairly high percentage rate.
Correct. We don't do
So,
parlays or anything like that. We're going back and forth on doing parlays. Parlays are a sucker bet for the most part. We hate doing parlays. I mean, you could parlay two teams, or you could do three teams that are guaranteed, and then you have one like freebie that.
I'm assuming, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm assuming that you're not pushing the Jets. Okay, because I just talked to my son. He's a Jets fan, and like he goes, "Yes, Dad, I know the outcome of the game. I just watched it because that's what I've been doing since I'm a little kid." And sorry, but that's just the way it is.
For me, is I just don't bet on the Bears. I mean, that's just you could have all the data you want, but Bears will always let you down.
Well, I think the Jets are probably the same way, right? I mean, seriously. No, so the chances are, if they go and get one of these packages, the chances are they can make back their $49.99
It's easy.
in no time at all.
Yeah, I mean, I always tell people don't over risk something. It's a fun thing to do. All you're doing is you're educating yourself on like, okay, if you can have an AI system that automatically does all this programming bullshit, where it calculates the weight of the players, how many minutes they play, there's so much compacted in one little thing, and we just spit out the answers. Now,
This sounds better than the stock market.
I don't know.
I mean, like you're getting 70%. Okay, you have a 70% chance of winning on here. In the stock market, you don't necessarily have that.
The thing is, you got to consider though is you got 70% chance of winning, but they're going to be minus lines, so the payout's going to be less. Not all the lines are minus. We shop for picks, but you got to watch out for that. I mean, the stock market, if you want to add to that, what's crazy about the stock market is you have all the indexes going up, and then you also have gold going up in the same thing. So if you're diversified really well right now, you can't possibly lose. So
Okay, yeah, but okay, so I know on this, and I'm going completely blind on this. I don't know anything about betting, and I don't know anything about sports. But so you get this package. You said it was $49.99. I'm sure you're going to come up with a cheaper package at one point.
right.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean,
Really?
I use it for myself, so it's
So anyway, so then you spent $49.99. You get the information. You're like, okay, there's a 70% chance that I can make money. The person then spends another $49.99 on a bet. What is the return on something like that if they win? I don't know those answers, so I'm kind of just asking. And there's a lot of people out there that don't know those answers.
it all depends on the line, what the payout's going to be. So you could have a plus line, you could have a
Like betting on a horse.
Yeah, correct. What is a horse more likely or less likely to win? So if you bet on the horse that's more likely to win, you're less likely to get more money.
Correct. Okay, so the odds,
Same thing.
if this person over here, there's no chance of them winning, and then they do win, they're going to get more money.
Correct. So you got the money line, which would just be a straight up pick. I either want the Bears to win or Green Bay to win.
So, out of your expertise, do you go after somebody that's less likely to win and then get your return, or do you go to the safe zone and say, okay, I'm going to bet this, I'm going to make a little bit less money, but I'll make some money?
For me, what I look at is I look at both of those. I just look for the widest margin of error in our software compared to what the bookies are putting out. So let's say,
I don't think the bookies are even putting out a computer program, are they?
yeah, they got the best. I
They
mean,
do, huh?
NFL is the hardest one to crack. Hands down, it's the fucking hardest one to crack. It is. There's the most money in there, but the problem is that you could look for. So it's all about the lineup. It's all about the injuries. I mean, NFL, everybody's injured for the most part. So it's all about how many minutes are played, who's going to be playing that game, and there's a lot of different factors on fields, weather conditions, and everything else that you could throw in the mix. I mean, even the fan base, they could move a game just
Yeah.
by the adrenaline of the game.
Agreed.
And you can't really.
That's why the home team always kind of like the.
You got the home advantage. Yeah. I mean, in our program, we give about I think it's like 2.25 points to the home team just because of that aspect. Unless it's a big rival, you have to pull it back. It's like, how do you improve on that? The nice thing about that is it's freaking incredible. And so downfall is, my downfall is I'm paying AWS a ton of fucking money because of the storage I have to put in this algorithm. But since AI came out, it's incredible what it's able to do. And all we do is we just, we have to adjust the weights. We backplay the game. And so what it is, let's say one matchup, it'll go through 100 different ways of winning and losing in that game. And then whatever that average is, that's what it puts out on our website.
So is this website fully functional now, ready to go? And if you wanted to, you can go on there tonight and bet.
Yeah. Yeah.
I shouldn't say bet, but get stats.
Yeah, you get the information of what we put out. Absolutely.
Okay. And down the road, I'm sure, like you said, you had one package. You're looking to get a couple more packages, maybe something, that Johnny only has a part-time job at Circle
Tell
K.
you why. Because we created a system for parlays, baby, the big money. You want to make money, you get the gold package.
Okay, and maybe he wants a $29.99 package that will maybe give him a little less information, but you get what you pay for, right? Like, so you want a $49.99, you're going to get 70% information. You're going to get a $69.99, you're going to freaking hit a home run, no pun intended there. At $29.99, you get a little bit less information and more intuitiveness that you have to use yourself. I think that would be a great idea, and I think that people would take all three packages.
Yeah.
It's a way to go.
What I'm working on right now is, excuse me, because there's so much data, it slows.
I thought it was data.
Yeah, data. Because there's so much data, and you would try to put it on a website, it slows your website completely down. So you can only advertise so much. Working with a development team to fix that issue because no one wants lag. I mean, that's just a pain in the ass. So if you think about it, you have how many different bookies out there, how many different games out there, and how many different stats you can pull in and not be lost with all the data.
What's going to make your site the best?
My goal is just not to lose. That's my goal. I mean, betting on sports is a huge risk. I mean, you don't know what happened. You don't know if one player messed.
Betting on anything is a huge risk.
Right. But it's also a huge adrenaline rush, which I always tell people, it's like, you know what? Use my data, understand it, but then bet yourself. You know what I mean? You got to go in there like knowing a thing or two about the game, and then just trust the system. Don't over-leverage yourself. Don't do the parlays. I mean, parlays I believe, are sucker bets. You could tailor them correctly with other matchups that if you feel confident, but you'll have off weeks like left and right. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I mean, what Vegas puts out and everything. But if you played smart, let's say if you set rules where you're saying, hey, you know what, I'm only going to bet $50 a game. I'm only going to do 3 games a day, and my mass I'm going to lose is. Or risk is $150. If you got good risk to reward management, you'll be fine. You'll make money.
So how do people find this site again, if you can tell them slowly?
So the website is ninjasportstats.com.
ninjasportstats.com. That's somebody speaking it clearly.
Yes.
ninjasportstats.com. We're going to put that onto the YouTube site so you can check out the site. We'll put the hyperlink on there. You can just click on it and go to it and just check it out. I did check it out, and I thought it was fairly cool. I actually thought it was fairly cool that I believe that you were being recorded in a green room. Or a green background, and that is the way to do commercials and television. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Yeah.
Who did that commercial thing for you?
That would be my brother. He loves gambling.
I guess he knows enough about the green screen.
Well, yeah. So I got a buddy, Cairo. Shout out to him. He's a phenomenal dude. He gave us the opportunity to shoot over there, and just talk a little bit about the brand. We did it a little bit ago. For me, is like, I rather just sell the bets, or take a look at the data and be kind of selfish and take my own bets. There's a group of people that, share the same information, they chip in and everything else, and they're like, just make it a website.
Let's take it one step further. Have you used your own site and won?
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, when we were doing when we were going through COVID and our account value, we had a 50 grand account value. We were betting 5 grand a day when we were playing MLB, and we were ripping it. I mean, we went from 50 to 185,000, and we were withdrawing, and then we got caught up in the. Everybody was reducing our bets. It was a pain in the ass. So then we got out of it a little bit, and we had to adjust our thing, put in different people's names, whatever the case is, and that's what we did. And then we did the data, and then I got into another business, selling machines and stuff like that. But I was still getting charged from AWS for all this information. So I'm like, why don't I just make a website out of this thing, give it to the people, and see what they do. I didn't realize how much data I have to put on a website, how much it slows down. So I'm still in the process of providing another package to give people more information that I already have in a system and I'm already paying for the storage.
That would be a great idea.
Yeah, so it's a little bit tricky. I do have to work with somebody else to get that going, which is, I already figured out. But I already have the system. It's perfectly easy. You look at whatever Vegas is putting out versus what I predict the game to be, and you bet against the difference.
The big secret about being a successful gambler, if you want to say, and I know this is for fun, but some people take it like really serious, but say you win $100.
Yeah.
You don't bet $100.
No.
You bet 50 to 75. You put the rest over here. And that's it. I mean, I could be off on the money a little bit, but you never bet the whole thing. You have to take that little bit. You have to put it aside and say, I'm not going to touch that.
So the rule of thumb is that you never double down, is what I always look at it. Take a loss for the day and walk away, because you really didn't lose. You just had a bad day. Who gives a shit? As long as you keep on putting in the work and you go at it in that aspect, you're never going to lose. And that's not just sports betting. That's literally everything in life.
Agreed.
Let's say if you get a sale and 1 week later you get no sales and you keep on putting the grind, all of a sudden whatever the case is, you sold a ton of stuff. I mean, it's like that with everything in business or life or whatever it is. So with gambling, everybody gets excited. It's a very emotional
experience. And addicting, by the way.
And addicting because it's emotional. You're playing with those triggers inside the body, and that's where people get caught up. I mean, I'm going to double down, and this is a lock bet. This is a lock bet. You got to go risk or reward, and that's how I always look at it. Maybe the payout's not that much, but it's a lock bet. Just roll in and do the next.
And I'm assuming it's quite fun, and the adrenaline, especially if you have your friends around, and you're doing all this, and you're trying to figure all this out together. I think it would be quite interesting. Guys, check out the website. We're going to post it onto the details part of the YouTube site, onto the podcast, so you'll be able to research it nice and easy and just go on there. My last question is, can you tell on the back end, because I can tell on the back end how many people who, where, and what saw my site and how many hits I got? Can you do that on your stats page?
So you're talking about the individual stats that I have?
Yeah, analytics.
Analytics, I got to talk to my brother on that one. He does all the analytics.
Okay, so on the analytics part of it, it actually tells you what state, what country, how many people are clicking on what your age group is that's doing it. And you sort of geared your even commercials that are on the actual site towards that kind of people.
Yeah, right. Targeting your audience.
Right.
So for the most part, I did the data, I did all the brain work and everything else, and then I gave it to my brother. He's going to be the face of the company.
What's wrong with your face?
Well, you know what? I got to get my face on there. I got to get my. I mean, when I came in here just to say hi, you sat me down. I'm like, and I had a couple tequilas.
And look at his face. His face is fine. He's an adorable kid. And I have to call you a kid because how old are you now?
35.
Yeah, so you're younger than my kid.
This is the first time I've ever done this, by the way.
And it won't be the last, trust me.
No.
So I want you to check out the website. It's going to be amazing. You're going to have a lot of fun with it. Give it a shot. You don't have to go broke on it. Just, spend a little bit. Check it out. Do you get one free info thing on it?
Yeah. I'll send you a link. Then you can type in the code, and then you'll get, free 2 weeks or a month, whatever the case is.
Oh, my God.
And just to help this guy out for his podcast and see what we get out of it.
All right, guys.
Try it out.
All right. You guys have a blessed day. We'll talk to you soon, and we'll put the link on. Have a great day. Say goodbye.
Thanks.
All right, bye.